Yeah, okay. The first thing I'm going to say is there's a few of us here today that are just reeling from recent overdoses in the First Nations community. One person that we just went to a memorial today was here at Osgood, became a lawyer, went back to uranium territory in Saskatchewan, and just recently died of an overdose of heroin that was laced with fentanyl. So we have a lot against us, First Nations people. And I'd like to also say that I believe that all mining is illegal. I really do. I believe that all mining is illegal. And here's what we're up against. Last year in April, we took over INAC, which is here in Toronto. We took that over for 9 days, and we saw a lot in there. But this is what we're up against. We're up against 22,000 professionals that are going to attend this conference, 900 booths, 1,500 student delegates will be there, 100 countries will participate, 500 speakers compared to us up here, which is 5. And a lot of the provincial people that do attend will be on taxpayers' dollars. And if you try to find out how much money they get for expenditures, good luck, because you're not going to find it. I couldn't find it. And it's true, they bring in $60 million. I guess that was last year's total. The mining industry is the largest private sector to employ First Nations people in Canada, on Turtle Island. There's 550,000 First Nations people working in the mining industry. That's what we're up against. Profits are $44 billion from 2016, so estimated $50 billion in 2017. That's what we're up against. When we were in INAC, many people wanted us to storm into the offices and get hold of the files. We probably would have been shot because there was armed police right past the gate, past the doors where we were. But we did find some documents. So here's one. Many of you know the Ring of Fire that's going to be coming up very shortly. So Canada, the province, invested $2 million for 17 reserves for mental health issues, for youth, for everybody. So $2 million for 17 northern reserves. They gave $500 million for a road to go into the Ring of Fire. That's good. 500 million. Okay, so that's what we're up against. So how do you think we feel? We're under attack. There's probably somebody right now in this room watching and listening that shouldn't be here. It's scary for us. It's really, really scary. We have to fly under the radar a lot of times. So in the city of Toronto recently, they had $90 million shortfall in their budget. They let 20 frontline full-time social workers go from the shelter system. There's 160,000 people waiting for RGI housing in Toronto. Drug and alcohol programs are cut, childcare is cut, breakfast programs are cut, and these conventions bring in booze-filled, fueled people that will just run amok everywhere. I've seen it with my own eyes. These executives that run wild in the streets and into hotels and target women and target people and do whatever they want. And they do this wherever they want to go because they're used to raping the land. They don't care if they come here with their pockets filled with money and do this. A lot of people come to Toronto from the different territories to find a better life here, and they don't find it. They find no shelter spaces, they find no housing, they're lost from their own cultures, and they are displaced on their territories. And this is a plan of genocide to get us off our territories so that they can move in and extract whatever they want. We went into INAC because of Apwatiskat, which is De Beers Mining, and what they've done. I don't have all the stats about what they give back to the community, but it's very little money compared to what they make. So there's 71 boil water advisories across Turtle Island. The ring of fire that's coming up, we saw documents where there's 35 years estimate, and it's billions, billions, trillions of dollars. And what they're gonna take is, they're just gonna destroy the territory. For them to come here and have this convention here and give back, I don't know what they give back. I don't have those answers. I really don't. I wish somebody would tell us. I have met First Nations people up in Ottawa who actually work for these different corporations and fly into communities, know the languages, set up programming, and then leave. It's shameful that this goes on. So I don't have any answers. All I can say is that try to bring people in one-on-one when you meet them, because a lot of people that are here, you've already heard what we have to say. So try to educate people that you meet on a daily basis of what's going on, and bring them in through kindness and through love, and not by screaming at them. And we have Allen Gardens food and clothing share, and Sakura and Darius have been there, and many of you have been there and contributed. That's our way of giving back to the community that is so much in need. And it's not just the First Nations community, it's many people are suffering in poverty. $60 million is a lot. I have no idea where it goes. I really don't. I'd like to ask John Tory that question if he was here. So there are many First Nations people displaced that come into Toronto, and they do not find a good life here. And it is a genocide with these companies, and what they're doing is illegal. And I can't even imagine what's going to happen to the Ring of Fire. And every day we're under siege, and we're trying to hold on through ceremony and through our good thoughts. But it's hard when you keep losing people. So thank you, and Nawe, for everybody that's here. And I don't know what else to say. I really don't.
You were great.